got into downhill mountain biking originally just mucking about as a kid on my bike, but that went on to cross-country racing, then from cross-country racing then into downhill because I was better on the downhills. Why downhill mountain biking? The buzz, just the freedom you get going up a hill, and when you're totally focused and going down that hill, just nothing else matters, nothing else. It's brilliant. The race scene in Scotland is brilliant. It's really close knit. A lot of young, fast guys coming up. That scary fast, but it's a great atmosphere. It's just friendly and it's just a great vibe. I'd say the riders are more dedicated and committed. It used to be just something, the racing used to be something you do just of a weekend, but now there's a lot more folk putting a lot more time and effort into it, and money.
On the vibe!
I'm Darren Wilson. I'm 17 years old and I've been racing in junior this year. Just moved up from youth, and I'm from Campbelltown, which is covered in mist and midges right now. It's pretty bad. I guess I chose this just because it's faster, it's different. I suppose there's not really a lot of people do it. I like to be different, I guess. But I guess it sounds a wee bit cheesy, but I guess it's just the adrenaline rush, and it's good fun. And then there's all the camaraderie between everybody, and it's just a general good thing to be doing. After my first race, I just decided this is what I wanted to be doing. I think there is one. There's two people that I know of that do it within 60 miles. I've heard of one person that saw somebody on a downhill bike about 60 miles up the road, cycling along a pavement. Other than that, absolutely nothing. There's a couple of people that said they wanted to get into it, but I've never really progressed with it. So it's just me and my friend Dave, just playing about in the mud, I guess. And then mostly I think racing, but going to races, see people going faster, I think, no, I can maybe try that. See new lines, I guess it's just a confidence thing. Once you get your confidence, you can build on it. In Scotland, my average kind of travelling time, I would say, is about 5 to 6 hours. About that. For like Innerleith, an example, I think it took us about 5.5, 6 hours to get there last time. It's worth going. It's worth the distance for. It's definitely worth the distance for the races. Good fun. I would say my parents are probably the only support I have. Everything's came from them. I started off on my motorbike. I sold it to get my first bike. I sold that bike to get the next one. Everything's really come from birthday money, Christmas money, saved up. I mean, the forks I just got, that was all my Christmas money. I sold my other bike, I sold my jump bike, I sold my old forks, all my Christmas money get thrown into it. But I don't think, without my mum and dad, I wouldn't be doing it. You need some kind of money. We're not really the richest people as well, so I know everything really, it's in a tight budget, but it's worth it. If the nationals were like the Scottish, like the SDA, it would be a lot more fun. There's a lot more laid back kind of attitude towards it. Everything's still done professionally. I just prefer the SDA. There's more of a atmosphere, and I don't know really how to put my finger on it, but I'd just say it's better. I know there's more points and there's kind of better riders go to the nationals, but the SDA is where it's at, I guess. I think there's a higher level of competition as well, just because everyone's at the tracks quite a lot, so they know them. So you've got to really go for it to try and beat the local boys, I suppose. I guess I'll never be a local boy.
I'm Bex Riley, and 19 years old. I'm from southwest Scotland.
Well, how's your view of things today? Got up young to fade away. The sinners sin but aren't aware. Our fables take us everywhere. I can't keep up with you. I can't compete with history.
I'm really keen on the SDAs, particularly this year. I just think the SDAs have it sorted for the rider. You know, there's a lot of consideration goes into the uplifts and just making sure that everyone's happy, and there's a really nice relaxed atmosphere. Yeah, I definitely love doing the SDA races. It's awesome.
You are creating all the bubbles at night. I'm chasing around trying to pop them all the time. We don't need to trust a single word they say. You are creating all the bubbles at play. There's a girl, there's a girl, there's a girl, there's a girl. She's down by the river. In her own creepy world, there's a girl, there's a girl, and she's down by the river.
The Scottish scene itself is it just seems pretty unique. Lots of good riders coming up, and then also just happy to ride.
Wash away your sins, wash away your sins, wash away your sins and go home. I only once upset my kin, accused him of a moral slip. Well, he came back and claimed a change. I know his life's the same again. I can ask him again.
Well, that is a tough one. It's always hard, I suppose. Encouraging them into cross country seems to be easier. Finding women that are willing and enjoy doing downhill is definitely harder. We are actively looking, and we have a few candidates at the moment. Hopefully we'll convince them next year to join in. I think if they did, they'd potentially be very good. So yeah, we are actively looking, but it's not easy. So hopefully next year though, you will see women riders wearing our shirt. That's our goal. It's a race team where we help out and support various riders, everything from juvenile categories all the way through to expert and elite level. The main aim is to allow the juvenile riders to progress, help them as much as we can, give them support at races. It's also a good point of view from us because we enjoy racing. Both myself and Alice's background is in racing. So really it's just it's a social thing, it's a marketing thing for the shop, and it's good for development for the riders basically. So that's the general reasoning behind it.
Dance me in, show me the first part, pay close detail to every note in every jar. An escape voice speaks from corner rooms, avoiding the plan, seeking past an arrow truth. Everyone else follows through. And you speak from men, the hopeless selling of sorry things to your lungs. And the pen of tomorrow, it reminds me of them, does not remind me of yours.
We've got a lot of good guys riding for us that are naturally very talented and also very keen as well. A lot of it is that really, having folk that really have the drive to win, because that's really the difference between coming down with a good time or coming down with a winning time is really attractive to it. We also support them as well, so that definitely helps. I think that was highlighted particularly at the final Scottish round, where on the Sunday morning myself and Alistair rebuilt everybody's bikes. If it hadn't been for that, nobody would have been racing. So, and we didn't come away with 3 Scottish champions. So it's a combination of good riders, talented riders, and I suppose our support. It was a successful year this year, so it's going to be hard to top that, I think. We're going to have to try especially hard next year to do well again. We had a couple of our riders racing in the World Cups this year. Our plan for next year is to expand on that and have an elite rider racing all of next year's World Cups, so the full race series. Also, our junior rider who's moving up will also be racing in World Cups next year, and hopefully the expert. So more World Cup presence in general for the full race season. We'll be obviously supporting that as well. And the other key thing is bringing on new juvenile riders, because everybody gets older, so everybody moves up categories. So we're always looking for new talent. Don't necessarily need to be quick just now, but they need to show the potential.
Number 50, riding for First City Cycles, and he takes the win by around 10 seconds.
I started Highline racing at the start, well, it was actually late 2008. Basically I thought I probably wasn't good enough to get very good sponsorship, but if they got 4 people together then I could maybe kind of use their skills to get some free stuff for myself. It's just about trying to help out a few guys who I thought were worthy of help but didn't get any at the moment, and also trying to keep it low cost.
it's just really good to be part of a team, and especially with all the guys on the team, it's good fun to ride together.
And we get sweet ball bag stuff, which is pretty cool. And free uplift from Up with Scotland, which is really useful for practice.
There's no performance targets or anything like that.
So they close their eyes. Sometimes this is someone else's fight, and I just saw him with his fading chalk outline. We are his lovers too, and this changes everything. I need to get this out of my mouth.
Well, I sort of got into downhill. I had a bunch of friends who had older brothers, and a lot of them raced, and I was really keen to see what it was all about because I'd always ride with them. And
Good fun riding downhill as fast as I could. All my friends used to race downhill, so I sort of tagged along with them.
I got on a mountain bike when I was about 15. I had a friend when I was back in Abbeymoor, and he raced downhill. And I got an old 300 quid mountain bike that my mum and dad bought me. Used to go rag it down the Alvey downhill track that was there.
The night is still young. Let's please not leave. Let's please not leave. So they close their eyes. Sometimes this is someone else's fight, and I just saw him with his fading chalk outline. We are just lovers too, and this changes everything. I need to get this out of my mouth. I've got to pull it together. I'll try my best to be someone. Gotta try my best to be some. You take your time with the chance you've got, but this is
I never usually get too scared when riding my bike. If there's anything I don't want to do, then I won't do it. But it's just a case of, pushing yourself a little bit every time you go riding.
well, I didn't actually get my stabilizers off until I was 7 years old, which is pretty embarrassing. Once I got them off, I seemed to get the skids down pretty good, so then it just starts feeling natural and it's much better.
I think that the risk as well, it seems to be high risk but fairly low consequence. I've never, touch wood, I've never really hurt myself that badly, and I know you don't want to go and say something like that, but
Yeah, that's one thing I quite like about mountain biking, is that you're just pushing yourself, and if you don't want to do something, you don't have to.
This is all you want. You try your best to sit and stare, but no one dare speak up. So this could be the day that we could die. There is no more time. So
I think the SDA series is brilliant. I've raced a few of the series around the UK, and I don't know whether it's the fact that everyone in it does it as a volunteer job, so they're not hoping to make money at it. They do it because they enjoy doing it, or because they've got kids and they want to see their kids enjoy themselves. But there's just a brilliant atmosphere at them all. Everyone will help each other. There's no sort of nasty rivalry. There's maybe friendly rivalry, but nothing that's ever going to get malicious. So yeah, it's just brilliant.
I've got to pull it together.
But yeah, in my lifetime I'd like to win a race once. I'd like the team to keep growing. I'd like to give something back to the sponsors that have given us something, and hopefully if we keep doing that, then we'll get given more next year.
I'm Chris Hutchins, I'm from Oban and I race as an elite in Scotland.
Think about you when
we'd come up behind my house every night after school, and it was just kind of great fun, and just built up a good crowd of friends from doing it. And that's basically the only reason I carry on doing things. It's just great fun. I enjoyed doing well and pushing myself and setting myself goals and challenges and trying to achieve them. So it's kind of a natural thing just to be able to go at the start gate and know that if you push yourself, let off the brakes a little bit less, and pedal a little bit more out of a corner here or there, it's all going to go and help you towards a good time. And just kind of the personal challenge of improving yourself is there for racing, and it's the only way to kind of give yourself a target is from racing. You can't improve without knowing how quick you're going, kind of thing. Just the kind of way people ride seem to have just got quicker, and there's a lot more dedicated riders out there, so it's a lot more competitive to race at a high level, but it gives a good challenge. The SDA series is awesome to go and race at. Great bunch of people there, just loads of friends having a laugh. Racing is pretty serious. It's not kind of a British series standard or anything, but everyone's there just to enjoy the tracks. They're quite technical, a lot of the tracks there. You've got Dunkeld and Fort William, which everyone wants to race. So if you're going to go and do an SDA, then there's some good tracks out there. And commentator's a top guy, and yeah, just good atmosphere. Everyone's there for a laugh, so that's the most important thing. I think it's got so much riding in Scotland, which it's hard and technical, and it makes a good rider, and I think that's important for when you go to race. It's tough.
And he's got for it, and it's very close, might have sneaked it. 2:21.4 goes into the lead. Is it fast enough? I can't remember the first run time.
I think Scotland as a place for downhillers to improve is one of the better places out there. It's got a great race series. Currently there's a lot of younger riders coming up and showing that with a bit of help and kind of there's good infrastructure there for riders, that they've been able to take that to the racetracks and put in great times, and there's a couple who are just excelling at a pretty quick rate, and there's going to be a few junior world champions anyway coming up, and hopefully they can go on to world champions. We've yet to get a senior world champion. We've had a junior one, and there's a couple of good elites as well out there who are doing well, but we're still getting the senior title in Scotland.
My name is Joe Cano. I'm 16 years old and I race mountain bikes for Alpine Bikes in Fox Europe. This year is my last year racing youth, coming into the World Cups next year hopefully in juniors. So this year I'm doing all I can, training wise, racing wise, and getting myself out there and promoting myself as best I can.
Quiet little voices creep into my head. I'm young again, I'm young again, I'm young again, I'm young again. Quiet little monsters creeping down my bedroom wall. I'll fall for you, I'll fall for you, I'll fall for you. Quiet words of wisdom.
You can go out and you can basically go anywhere on a mountain bike, whether it be a downhill bike or sort of cross country bike or a road bike. And I think everything on a bike is fun. I think mountain biking generally is just like a really good sport to be into. The atmosphere at the race is always great, and the parents and everyone, all the kids and riders are always like friendly and stuff. So it's definitely a good sport to be in. I got into mountain biking from a pretty early age. When I was 2.5 years old, I got my stabilizers taken off, so just scooted a bike, went to nursery on my bike every morning, did some good skids and stuff, and then when I was about 9 years old I went to Glentress, had a wee ride about there, and the same year I went to go and watch the 2007 Fort William World Cup when Steve Peat won, so I think seeing that just got me hooked on the actual downhill side of it. So it took about a year after that for me to start racing downhill, and then after that I was just hooked, and it's all I wanted to do since then. Yeah, definitely. I think the Scottish scene's really good for developing talent. Tracks are all sort of, like so technical, and there's not really any sort of tame tracks here really. It's all sort of tight, and there's roots and rocks, and you sort of a lot of mud as well. We don't get it good. We don't have sort of like sunny conditions like Australia does and stuff all the time, so we have to ride a lot of mud and stuff, which I think gets us sort of used to riding like wet routes and sort of tracks that are muddier like that. So I think in terms of the racing scene is also really good, because there's sort of a wide range of rider in there, and going out from people who are racing World Cups down to people who are just starting out. So I think people who are just starting out who get to ride such technical tracks is only good for developing their talent. So yeah, I definitely think the Scottish scene is good for developing riders. Yeah. A huge amount of support, yeah. I guess if it wasn't for them, then I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am now. Driving me to races, and yeah, making a lot of sacrifices for me so I can do my sport. So, and they're both teachers as well, so they're juggling a pretty busy job as well. And they can't get like days off in the week, so they have to, leave pretty sharp at 3:30 and then head down to wherever it is, Wales or the Highlands, and then usually get back pretty early in the morning on the Monday, and they have to go to work.
Well, today I'm leaving to go down to Galashiels to do the base downhill mountain biking course along with about 10 other riders, top Scottish riders. So this is like next step in my career, and hopefully help me to get to my aim of racing World Cups next year.